Broken bones or fractures may not be the most common injuries in football, but they happen and they hurt a lot. Hi, I'm Dr. Max Gomez, and this is CONCACAF's Winner's Health, your football source for keeping players healthy and in the game. While bones, especially younger bones, do have a certain degree of give or elasticity, they can break, which means when too much force is exerted against them, they will fracture. A break or a fracture is really the same thing.
I see many different kinds of fractures, and to go from one extreme to another, there are fractures where the crack is so small, it's like a hairline, you might not even see it on X-ray initially, to fractures where the gap is really wide. You also have fractures where it's a nice clean break in the bone, and fractures where the bone has shattered. And then, in the worst case scenario, there are fractures where the bone has collapsed on itself.
Football players can break their bones in a lot of different ways, like being on the wrong end of a hard tackle, or making unexpected contact with the ground. But fractures don't have to be dramatic. They can also occur while simply changing directions on the pitch.
Not all fractures are due to a single traumatic event. Some fractures are due to repetitive stress over time.
So-called stress fractures are in fact fairly common among athletes, especially in early season training, before bones are in condition for intensified play. That's right, just like you have to get your muscles in condition, you have to get your bones in condition for football too, by targeting your bones in your workouts. Regular workouts, like ones that incorporate weight-bearing exercise, actually stimulate the production of new bone tissue. This strengthens your bones. So in a different way, do resistance exercises, where the action of your muscles pulling on your bones causes your bones to react to the added stress by getting stronger to meet it. Of course, exercise also strengthens your muscles, which benefits your bones as well. Stronger muscles help absorb forces to the body, forces which might otherwise fracture vulnerable bones. And don't forget the most basic thing you can do to condition your bones: get more calcium and vitamin D in your diet. Still, no matter how strong and healthy your bones are, fractures happen on the football field. And when they do, they need time to heal. Fortunately, bones are natural healers. As living tissue, they are programmed to self-repair. It's a complicated process, but simply put, when a fracture occurs, the body signals the production of new bone cells to fill in the gap. From each end of the fracture site, new bone begins to grow until the gap is completely filled in and the bone is now rejoined. Unfortunately, not all fractures will properly heal on their own. Most require medical care, and for good reason.
In simple cases of fracture, I can mold the bone into the right alignment with my hands in the office. In more complicated cases, even if I were to mold the bones into the right place, the bones would shift out of alignment after I let go. And so these are cases that require surgical treatment and perhaps hardware like screws, pins, plates, or rods. In both situations, after the fracture has been held in place, in general, the bone has to be immobilized for a time so that it can heal in the right alignment.
In certain fractures, when the bone doesn't heal together properly, there are some other things that we can use to try to stimulate the bone to heal itself, such as an electrical stimulation from the outside or the inside. There's also certain things that can be injected into the area, such as growth factors or other biologic products.
Typically, simple fractures can heal in 6 to 8 weeks. Other much more complicated fractures might take 6 to 8 months, which can be devastating for a player and his or her team. This is why FIFA has introduced rules to try and protect its players from dangerous moves, like the rule against the potentially bone-breaking studs-up tackle, which now draws an automatic red card from the referee. It's also why undercutting players who go up for a head ball is a cardable offense. Still, rules are broken all the time in football. Bones may not get broken quite as often, but it happens. Fortunately, when it does, they can heal. Just don't make the mistake of thinking that the minute the cast comes off, your recovery is complete.
After the cast or brace is removed, your muscles are weaker because they haven't been used for a while. Your ligaments and joints are stiff because they haven't been moved. Your nerve endings are underreacting because they're out of practice. Even your bones may need to be strengthened because they've been immobilized. When your doctor says it's okay, ideally, some form of physical therapy should take over.
A good physical therapy program will focus on stretching and range of motion exercises to regain movement, strengthening to recondition the muscles, balance and coordination to recalibrate the nerves, agility drills to improve reaction times, and eventually plyometrics to re-educate the bones and muscles to tolerate and absorb shock. Exercises like these will get you back to pre-injury fitness, which is where you want to be. Most people don't think of bones as being alive, but they are, and they can break. But as living tissue, they can also rebuild themselves. With the help of proper medical treatment, the right exercise, and good nutrition, broken bones won't have to stop you from reaching your goals. Thanks for joining us for CONCACAF's Winner's Health. Take care and stay healthy. For more information about bone fractures, please visit CONCACAF.com.